I never thought a simple dinner could turn into one of the most uncomfortable and empowering experiences of my life. What happened that night completely opened my eyes to subtle racism and double standards in service. My mom and I walked into a restaurant, expecting a quiet evening. The place was practically empty, but after we sat down, the waitress didn't greet us. She simply asked for our drink orders and didn't even bother writing them down. 20 minutes passed, nothing. Finally, she brought our drinks, but they were completely wrong. When my mom politely pointed out the mistake, the waitress rolled her eyes and snatched the glass away. I felt my blood boil. Then I overheard her complaining loudly to the hostesses about having to serve a black table. She said, without whispering, that black people don't tip well. My mom and I were the only black people in the restaurant. I froze for a second, stunned, before deciding I couldn't just sit there silently. I interrupted their conversation casually and asked where the bathroom was. I didn't reveal that I had heard her words. After washing my hands and taking a deep breath, I came out, just as my boyfriend and his mom arrived. They were seated immediately, and the waitress suddenly transformed. Friendly, attentive, cheerful, everything she hadn't been to us. The difference in treatment was shocking and undeniable. As the meal ended, I decided I would handle the check. When the waitress asked about the tip, I smiled and said, "The service was great, but apparently as a black woman, I'm expected not to tip well." Her face froze, and she didn't say a word. I left a 0% tip and walked out. But the drama didn't stop there. Later, my boyfriend's mom, who had witnessed the difference in treatment, actually blamed me for not tipping well. I was stunned. The audacity. After everything, she couldn't even acknowledge the blatant racism we had just experienced. That night, I felt a mix of anger, pride, and disbelief. Angry at the waitress for her discriminatory assumptions, proud for standing up in my own subtle way, and disbelief at how casually some people accept racial biases without noticing. It was a powerful lesson in the importance of paying attention to how people treat you and others based on assumptions about race. It reminded me that sometimes the quietest actions, like walking out without a tip or pointing out inequality, can speak louder than words. By the end of the night, I wasn't just frustrated. I felt empowered. I realized that standing up for yourself doesn't always mean confrontation. Sometimes it's about being aware, making choices that reflect your values, and refusing to participate in unfair treatment. And honestly, that experience will stick with me forever. It's a reminder that racism can appear in the most ordinary places, but your response can define your dignity.